Alright, so my topic is immigration. Some facts about immigration. Most immigrants arrive through legal channels. There were 39.9 million foreign-born people in the United States in 2010. 44% were naturalized citizens. 24% were legal permanent residents. 29% were unauthorized immigrants. 3% were temporary legal residents, such as students or temporary workers. 50.9% of our nation's foreign-born are women, and 54.2% of naturalized foreign-born persons are women. Today, 12.9% of all U.S. citizens are foreign-born, which is lower than the highest percentage achieved in 1890, which was 14.8%. Most immigrants have made a home in the United States. 11.5 million undocumented immigrants were living in the United States in January 2011, an increase of 33% since 2000, when there were 8.5 million undocumented immigrants. 86% of undocumented immigrants have been living in the United States for 7 years or longer. 5.2% of the U.S. labor force consists of undocumented immigrants in 2010, even though they comprise only 3.7% of the nation's population. Anti-Latino hate crimes rose by almost 35% between 2003 and 2007. For my social justice project, I have chosen immigration. I feel that everyone can relate to this issue in some way. Today, immigration and minorities has been a popular topic in politics, and a large percentage of presidential campaigning has revolved around this issue. Everybody living in the United States is descendants of immigrants, except for Native Americans or slaves who were brought here. The United States government encouraged open immigration and settling in the most territory possible early on. States began to set their own immigration laws after the Civil War. An immigration service was established in 1891, and federal jurisdiction took immigration over. One of the biggest issues dealing with immigration would be jobs and who's getting them. Many Americans believe that immigrants take jobs that otherwise would be filled by Americans. The main point of the issue is people believe that most illegal or undocumented immigrants will do the same jobs as Americans, but for a much smaller fee. I personally agree that immigrants take jobs of suborn Americans, but I also believe that a large number of jobs that illegal immigrants facilitate are jobs most Americans would not want to do. As of 2010, there were 6,624 hate crimes, 47.3% of which were fueled on a racial basis. Of the 6,008 offenders recorded in 2010, 58.6% were white. Personally, I believe hate crimes aimed at immigrants or minorities are very hypocritical. We all have come to this land to be free citizens of a democracy. We pride ourselves on having the freedom to pick and choose how we want to spend our time, our money, what occupation we wish to pursue, which God we choose to praise, and we have the right to pick who we want in public offices. Although we have our downfalls as a nation, it is very transparent why people want to come to the land of the free and the home of the brave. So for my song, I chose Icky Thump by the White Stripes. It's a pretty abstract song. It's pretty confusing. So this starts off, Icky Thump, who'da thunk, sitting drunk on a wagon in Mexico. Eki thump is an English term meaning what the heck. Oh well, what a chump. Well, my head got a bump when I hit it on the radio. What a fool I am. Redhead senorita, looking dead, came and said, need a bed in Espanol, asking him if he needs a place to stay. I said, give me a drink of water, I'm going to sing around the collar, and I don't need a microphone. He's referring to the ring around the collar and the hard to remove sweat and dirt stains on the inside of a collar. Icky thump, what a lump in my throat, grabbed my coat, and I was freaking, I was ready to go. He's nervous and uncomfortable. And I swear, besides the hair, she had one white eye, one blackened stare, looked up, lay there. She looked without expression. On the stand near her hand was a candy cane, black rum, sugar cane, dry ice, and something strange. Dry ice refers to carbon dioxide, which is used to create smoke in horror films. White American, what? Nothing better to do? White Americans, what are you doing? Why don't you kick yourselves out? You're an immigrant too. Why don't you make yourselves leaves? You're immigrants too. Who's using who? What should we do? Well, you can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. Saying that the problem is not the immigrants, but the government. Icky thump, handcuffed to a bunk, raw blind, looked around, and there was nobody else. Saying immigrants in the U.S. are not being treated right. Left alone, I hit myself with a stone, went home and learned how to clean up after myself. He learns that things aren't going to change.